Ladies and gentlemen, I've prepared for you tonight a sensual fireside interview with none other than Bachelor Ben Swaim. This Hobbit man has given us the permission to use his name and video for our presentation. Now, Benjamin, do you know what a social media policy is?
Well, by golly, Cameron, I don't think I do.
Alright, well, thankfully I do. A social media policy is a corporate code of conduct that provides guidelines for employees who post content on the internet, either as part of their job or as a private person. The goal of a social media policy is to set expectations for appropriate behavior and ensure that an employee's post will not expose the company to legal problems or public embarrassment. So, now that you know what a social media policy is, have you seen a social media policy before? If so, where and what did it say?
Well, Cameron, I can't say that I've seen a social media policy being actually enforced and know the company, but I can tell you that my friend has had this sort of dilemma opposed on him.
Alright, let's hear about this, Ben.
Well, unfortunately my friend worked at Chick-fil-A on Haygood, and pretty much what happened was he planned a couple months in advance to take his 1-year anniversary with his girlfriend off for the night and take her out to dinner. Unfortunately, they scheduled on the night that he was supposed to take her out. And he didn't complain. Like a good worker, he worked. All he did was post on Facebook when he got home saying, "Thank you so much, Chick-fil-A, for making my 1-year anniversary unmemorable."
Ooh. Well, that is quite a shame, Ben. I'm sorry to hear about that.
And I would like to add that they fired him.
Ooh.
They fired him.
Well, what an outrage. I'm appalled by that.
As a romantic, I am personally offended.
So, is there a social media policy where you work?
Well, I work at Blockbuster Haygood. I know they're still around. And pretty much that place is all about media. And they are really involved socially online, trying to incorporate it on Facebook ads, etc. And not once have they ever complained about anything I posted or gave me rules and regulations of anything outside of the workplace.
Alright, well, I'm glad to hear that. So what restrictions do you think are fair to include in a social media policy, and what do you think is unfair?
Well, if I were to make my own social media policy, I would say that, for one, there should be no angry, name-calling between co-workers. I feel like that is just not...
It's understandable.
That's not a good place to have it in the workplace, nor outside. I want to keep a friendly environment in my workplace.
So what do you think might be unfair about a social media policy? Like, what kind of restrictions do you think might be unfair?
Well, we do live in America, and from what they tell us and what I've heard, is that we have the freedom of speech.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. And so, thank you so much, yes. And I believe that you should be entitled to tell your thoughts and opinions about how a company may treat you, or your opinions of that company. Because by anyone's means, they may see them and change their policies altogether. You may actually make a difference. And Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, even Pinterest are now allowing you to have these opportunities for you to be heard. And I think that's very important.
So if you owned a business, would you let your employees talk about your business on social media sites?
Well, Cameron, I'm glad you asked that question, because I'm actually planning on opening up an independent movie theater that shows artistic and foreign films, and those of Ryan Gosling. I would just like to say that I encourage all my employees, all my customers, to go on to a Facebook page I would make for the company and share their opinion and feedback on all that is the company.
Alright, well, you're a jolly good chap, Ben. I appreciate that. So right now we're creating our own social media policy. In our own social media policy, what would you like to see incorporated?
Overall, Cameron, I just want to make sure that all customers and all employees are treated with respect when it comes between the relationship between the company and the employee.
Well, that's a fantastic idea, Ben.
Fantastic.
I really appreciate that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our guest, Benjamin Swaim,
Ladies especially.
and good night.